talk about the question that was raised last week in regards to spirituality. And I'm so glad that I've come up on this because it certainly speaks to my own life. I said last week, quoting from Henry J.M. Nouwen in his book Life of the Beloved, that self-rejection is the greatest enemy of the spiritual life. Can I say that again? Self-rejection. When you reject yourself, when you don't love yourself, when you don't get up and move from being stuck to where you've been all your life, when you deny your full selfhood at times, can't do it all the time, but we can open up and at least have some fulfillment sometime, can't we? I want to ask that again. Can we be full sometimes? I see some of us weeping here, and some of us crying, and some of us rejoicing, and some of us standing up and clapping, and some of us swaying to the music, and some of us listening to the words and making sure that we digest those words in our inner souls. And these words say something as a message to us at this time. I see some of us changing. I don't see nobody going to sleep in this place. Never. Never. But I see some of us changing. I see the kids rejoicing with the music. I see the kids just swaying. I hear the children crying and all those kind of things. There's my grandson crying. Yeah. That was really at the right time. Oh yeah, the right time. And we didn't train him for that. We didn't tell him, okay, you wait till Cecil gets to. Now, there is no script. You see? What I'm really saying is, people, there are moments that we are blessed, that you are beloved. You see, what I want to say to you this morning, and to me, if I were going to create a theology, I would say, first of all, that like the Old Testament prophet Isaiah, I would say, yeah, God created us. That doesn't mean that God took everybody and uniquely said, okay, I'm going to carve you this way. God began it and we did the carving.
That's right.
But what we often do is let somebody else do our carving for us. And so we take on the negatives of the carving, of the sculpture, of the shaping of life. And what we do with that is we ingest that much more than we do when we become the sculpture, the author of the play, the writer of our own script. And what we often do is let somebody else write the play and write the script for us. No more. It's your script. It's your life. Your life. Created me. God created me. That even makes me feel different when I say it. Did you know that? It does. God created me. Didn't say my mama and my papa created me. Oh, they had a good time getting to me. Can I tell the truth? Can I tell the truth? Can I tell the truth? I heard them back then. They were telling us, oh, we just enjoyed it so much. 6 kids. Enjoyed getting those kids. We ought to have some enjoyment. You know? There ought to be some eros in our lives. Some agape in our lives. Some philia in our lives. There ought to be some love relationships in our lives. Created us, shaped us, sculptured us. Yes, God. But not only did God stop there, God redeemed us. God liberated us. See, I came up in the church and I always thought that I needed to be saved. I knew it was something that was different from being saved than being redeemed and liberated. Because saving meant to me that I would be holy, saintly the rest of my life. I couldn't even come close to being holy and saintly. And here I am walking around saying, when is it going to happen? Can it happen soon? Please, please. And those thoughts kept coming into my head. All those voices speak. Have you ever had voices speak to you? Yeah, man, I still got some of them. But those voices saying to me, Cecil Williams, you are such a good, saintly, holy. And I'd stop there and say, well, I used to do things that, I was a teenager and we'd go to dances, because dances wasn't, dances was a sin when I came along. Now if you don't dance, you are sinful. How'd you like that one? Yeah. If you can't dance with life, that's right. Then you're less than what you should be. You got to dance, rejoice, embrace. Where was I? Let me go back to that time. So you see, for me then to be saved was not where it was finally. I needed to have my mind and my heart and my soul liberated. I needed to know that I had something to do with the decisions that I made each day, and that I didn't have to wait upon somebody else to make those decisions for me. I could not just feel like I would be the same old person doing the same old thing in the same old time, and 50 years from then still doing the same, just stuck. For some reason, I felt like the church had something to offer me that would lift me out of what they call the miry clay, that would lift me out of the background of my life and say to me, Cecil Williams, you can do something different from what you're doing. And it lifted me and took me on. And I want you to know something this morning. I feel like I've been delivered, y'all. I feel like I've been delivered. That doesn't say that I've gotten rid of everything. Thank you. Got a long ways to go. But not only... Would you give me a chair so I can get Susan up here, please? Susan, I want you right over here sitting by me. That reminds me, years ago when I was preaching at a church one night, and I was doing the best I could, folks. And at one point, there's a passage in the Old Testament that says, what time is it? So I quoted the passage, what time is it? And somebody yelled from the back, it's 9 o'clock, and sit down and be quiet. If that won't straighten you out, I tell you. Created by God, liberated by God, named by God. Didn't name me Cecil Williams, but I've been named. I'm something when nobody thinks I'm nothing. When others turn their back and say, you are no good and I don't care. And when I walk the streets and some folks say, there he is, you know that's that minister over there who's trying to do all of it, and he's doing this and he's doing that, and we don't care. And I don't care what you say. I've already been named. I've been named already. And you can call me whatever you want to call me. It's not what you call me, it's what I am that's more important. You see. And not only that, then finally God not only named me, but God said, I will be with you in my way. See, not what I want God to do, because if it were left up to me, I'd say to God, anybody who's against me, get them, God. Wouldn't you? Sure. Get them, God. Don't leave me out here by myself. See? But God says, I'm already there, and you don't even know it. And you got to understand that you got to go through some stuff. I didn't say I'm going to make it easy for you. Have you read my scriptures? Have you read my life? Have you read my faith? Do you know where you're going? Certainly, Lord. Certainly, 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 Lord. It won't be always easy. And so, since it's not easy, I know I've been created and named and redeemed, and God is with me. But I do know this, more than anything else, that I am His beloved one. I am beloved by God. God loves me. But see, not only me, I want to tell you, if you have thoughts today about God not loving you, I want you to think it, but don't play it too long. See? Because God has to love us in God's way, not our way. See, we want to rule God. Okay, God, love me, but I'll tell you how to do it. Now stop telling God how to do it. You see? Blessed is the man/woman. You know I'm going to put woman in there. Blessed is the man/woman who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, says the psalmist. You don't have to go around with the wicked all the time. There's some folks who are good, and you can go around with the righteous as well. You can go with both kinds. But be sure that you know that blessed, you are blessed. And then one of the other Old Testament prophets says, from this day on, has God to say, I will bless you. From this Sunday on, from 12 o'clock on, so this Sunday, you will be blessed. You will be blessed. Now, you can take the blessing or you can reject it. But you got a blessing. From this day on, you don't have to be the same. You can be blessed. I think the critical thing here for me is that what this does, it says to me that I must discern something, it seems, of how I then can live, knowing that self-rejection has played a part in my life. How do I live with that, with all? How do I live with it? Well, I could easily say, well, you just forget it. You can't forget it. I could say, well, don't think about it. Don't go around with the folks who may think that way. Well, that may help for a day or two, but that won't help always. You see, what I want to say to you, looking at Thomas More's book on soulmates, he says that a significant relationship, a soulful relationship, offers two distinguished characteristics or challenges. One, any relationship, no matter what it is, any relationship, he says, has a difficult challenge, and there are two. One is to come to know oneself, to come to see oneself, to come to experience oneself, to come to grow in oneself. You hear what the man is saying? He's saying that that's a challenge, and you got to be courageous to be able to grow in oneself. Every day of every hour and every minute, no matter who we are, we're called on to know ourselves more than we did the day before. Now, if this feels like I'm pushing you and pushing me, I am. See, I think we always want to drag our feet. Have you ever been around folks who say, boy, stop dragging your feet? Some of you know what I'm talking about. You're from the South, too. You see, for old folks like me walk around dragging their feet. Stop dragging your feet. Lift up your feet. Get out of the stuckness. Come on out of what you've been in. Come on out of the quicksand and take on something. Take on yourself first. Do something with you, Cecil. And then Thomas More says, if you begin to do something with you got to also do something with the richness in the soul of others. All of your friends and all of your mates and all of your buddies and all of your sweethearts and all of your contacts and all of your relationships and all of your spouses and all of your, you know, I'm here today and I'm gone tomorrow relationships, whatever they are. There is richness in the soul of others, and if we deal with our own soul, we will also deal with the soul of others. See, I'm trying to take us to another plane. Come on, step up with me, will you please? Step up. Don't stay down always. You know, put your foot up. Put your foot up. The Olympics are going to be held here very soon. And not here, but down there in Atlanta. But they're going to be held. And you know, what you're going to see is you're going to see those who have been practicing, rehearsing day by day, learning the techniques, adding it to the talent that they have, being formidable. You're going to see races that are quick and races that are long. And you're going to see athletes giving it all they got. Well, there comes a time when we, like athletes, may, in fact, have to give some time to rehearsing our relationship. We gotta. We gotta know that the more we practice, the better we are, the more open we are. I tell you, it's hard, y'all. Nowhere in this Bible will you see that they say everything's easy. And if they do, you're a fundamentalist, a literalist, and you in trouble. But go on anyway. It's not easy. It's never been easy. You don't buy spirituality. You don't buy relationships. You don't walk around saying, I got you covered for the rest of my life and your life too. No. I'm going to leave from here very shortly and go out to San Francisco State today for the commencement exercise. Willie Brown is going to give the commencement speech. Last year they gave me an honorary doctorate degree. I'm going back this year to give them a prayer. I'm going to tell them in my prayer. I'm going to say, you have come north, south, east, and west to the marketplace of academia. But when you come to learn. You come to get wisdom. You come to get some common sense. You really need it out here. But anyway. A lot of folks need common sense. And all that learning, all that intelligence, and still the same old, same old. My brothers and my sisters, you see what I'm talking about this morning is that this is a time for us to make sure that our souls speak out, so that our self-rejection will hear the voice of the soul. The self-rejection voice says, you will never be if I have anything to do with it. But the soulful voice says, you can be if I have anything to do with it. And we can be if we practice what we preach. If our walking goes on and we stop talking so much. Somebody may ask the question, where did that walk, and talk, that talk come from? I created it. It's literally the truth. I started it 30 years ago. Also celebration. Nobody was using worship service for celebration. It started here. That could have started in Africa, some other place. But anyway, I'm just saying. that I remember I was one of those few voices that called a worship service a celebration. Because the worship service is there to worship, to transcend and go out there as far as you can and stay out there. Celebration means that you celebrate and affirm the life of people, and you embrace people no matter who they are, and you have a soulful relationship with your soulmate, and therefore you're open, always open to new possibilities. Yes, there's diversity. Let us rejoice and be happy.